In this video, you're going to learn how to make a high converting, beautiful, modern website for your service business. You don't need any prior experience. This is going to be a step-by-step tutorial. I've lost count how many high converting, how many good results I've gotten for my clients in the past, and I can assure you that this is a very good website for your service business. We're going to do everything step by step, from setting up the host to building the website to getting your domain to publishing it to the people you want to sell to. Very quickly, this is what the website is going to look like. And all of those buttons are going to be call to actions that bring straight into the contact form here. As soon as someone fills out that contact form, you're going to get their information straight into your email. Without wasting any more time, I'm going to see you guys in the next step. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the host. If you don't know what a host is, and I have to explain it in simple terms, let's say you want to build a house. You can't just get all the materials and start building the house in the street. You need to buy the land first, right? Now there are different hosting platforms, and all those different hosting platforms, they give you land so you can build your website on it. So the host we're going to use, if you click the link down below that I put in the description, the first link, you're going to get a free trial. But the hosting platform we're going to use is going to be Cloudways. The reason why I like Cloudways is because number one, it has very competitive pricing compared to other hosting platforms. Number two, it comes with a free SSL certificate, which means that once you get your domain, your link will be secured and it won't give a warning when people come on your website basically. Number three, it allows you to increase your service size. So if you're planning on running ads for your business, you can always increase your service size so you can take on more visitors at literally the click of a button. And number four, which is my favorite part, 24/7 customer support with actual people, no bots. Anytime at midnight, you can go on, you have a problem with your website or with your host, you send a little message, and within 2 minutes, you have a real person from Cloudways helping you. Without wasting any more time, let's set up the host. So you're gonna click the first link in the description here, and it's gonna bring you to this page. You're gonna click start free trial. It's gonna give you a 3-day free trial. Another thing that's super good about Cloudways, other hosting platforms, they charge you as soon as you start hosting. Cloudways only charges you for the things that you use. So instead of charging you, for example, $10 a month, they're gonna charge you like $1 a day or something like that, just or 50 cents a day, just for whatever you use specifically during that month. Now you're gonna create your account. It's gonna once you set up your password and all that different stuff, it's gonna bring you to this page right here. From this page, you don't need to go overboard. Don't break the bank. The 1 GB server is perfect for you. You're gonna do this. You can name your application. I'm gonna name it Abou's website, and then we're gonna make our server, which is going to be YouTube server, and the project name is going to be my project, whatever. Okay, I cannot have this. I'll just put Abou website. There you go. Then you can select your location right here. I'm personally in Calgary, so I'm going to select Toronto, which is in Canada, pretty close. And then from here, I'm just going to click launch now. And then you're going to launch it. It's going to add the server. We're going to wait a couple seconds. I'm going to see you guys once everything is done and ready to start. So we've successfully completed the installation for our server. Now we're on the Cloudways dashboard. If you don't know how to get to here, after you finish logging in and you launch your application, you can just click dashboard right here, and this is what it brings you to. As you can see, it didn't even take my credit card information. So this is a completely free trial. You can cancel anytime. It doesn't have any information on you. The next steps now is we're going to click on flexible apps right here. You're going to click on this. It's going to bring you to the application that you already did. So we're going to click on this, and it's going to open up the access details tab here. And we have the application URL and the admin panel. So what we're going to do first is we're going to open up the admin panel. It's going to open up a page. Then we're going to go back here. We're going to copy the username. We're going to paste it where it says username or email address. We're going to go back, copy the password, and you're going to paste it here. Now you can click remember me if you want. I'm going to click it and you can log in. Now we're landed on the WordPress dashboard. And from here, we're going to start building the website. So I'm going to see you guys in the next step. Before we start building the website, I just want to let you know that this is currently your domain here. So if someone searches up that address, your website is going to show up. Obviously, we don't want this to be our domain, but at the end of the video, we're going to actually put our domain in. If you don't know what a domain is, it's basically the URL for your website. So for example, YouTube, youtube.com is the domain for YouTube, okay? So we're gonna get our domain at the end of the video. The reason for that is because once we connect our host to our domain, sometimes it takes a few hours before you can actually access your website. So we just don't wanna waste time on this right now. We just wanna get straight into building the website. At the end of the video, we're gonna set up our domain. You're gonna have your website completely built with your proper domain like XYZ contracting. After that, your website is published and you can start advertising or letting people know you have a new website and whatever you wanna do. Hey guys, so right now we have the design in front of us. This is called a wireframe. A wireframe is basically a representation of what the website is going to look like once everything is done. Every time I start working with a client, I usually make them a wireframe just so they know what the website is going to look like at the end completely. So there are no complications when everything is done, and I don't need to make too many revisions because revisions are just easier to make on the wireframe. Without wasting any more time, we're just going to quickly go through the wireframe and then we're gonna get into the actual building. And don't worry if you don't have any building experience, this is gonna be a step-by-step tutorial. You can just follow along. I'm pretty sure at the end of the video, you're gonna have basic knowledge of WordPress Elementor. So if you wanna switch a couple things up, you wanna change up the colors, you wanna change the text, or maybe change the structure of certain things, you're gonna be able to do it so the website doesn't look the exact same. Let's get into the design. We're contractors. We want not only this website to drive traffic towards it, but we also want that website to be able to convert that traffic into leads, eventually generating revenue for our company. So right here, we have the hero section. Super important hero section. You want to talk in the hero section about exactly what you do, who you service, where you service, and you want to follow it by a call to action. So this is exactly what I did. Calgary's number one rated contractors. Maybe you're not in Calgary, I'm in Calgary. This is why I put it right here. But I was very broad in my copywriting for this specific website. And then we just followed it by a call to action right here. Get a quote now. They're going to click on this and it's going to slide down. It's going to bring them to the contact form. I followed this hero section by some social proof. So right here, it says 36 5-star reviews. Obviously, these are just random numbers that I put. Maybe you have 24 5-star reviews. Then obviously when we start building the website, instead of putting 36, you're going to put 24. 36 5-star reviews, 244 clients served, 100% satisfaction. What that does is it lets the visitor of the website know that, hey, this company has worked with 244 clients in the past and they've had 100% satisfaction. Why wouldn't I want to work with them? You know what I mean? So this is social proof. It increases conversion rates. Super good. I use it on every single one of the websites that I make for my clients. The services section, it's just going to talk about the different services. Very simple. I didn't put any services because we don't have any particular goal in mind here. Just a sample website. Obviously, when we build, you're going to add your little picture here. And service one, maybe you might put like, I don't know, landscaping services. A why choose us section. This is super good. Because there are going to be different websites that your traffic can possibly click on when he needs landscaping or painting services. And your website is just a website. But what do you bring? Why should your customer choose you? This is something that you should ask yourself. I cannot answer that question for you. You're a good contractor. You know exactly why they should choose you. More benefits. It's just going to talk about a couple perks of working with us. We have competitive pricing, or prices are below or maybe like competitive with the industry standards, but we still have very high quality, even though we have competitive pricing. We maybe also have a satisfaction guarantee, which means that we're not going to leave until you're satisfied. So yeah, this is just another call to action section I put right here. A little more text if you want to additionally talk about more of your services and all those sort of things. Right here, most important part, this is going to be the call to action. Sorry, not the call to action, the contact quote, which is going to allow the traffic of the website to actually contact you. So whenever someone fills out that contact form, it's going to go straight into your email inbox. You're going to get all the information. These are just sample questions. You can put name, phone, email, and then maybe instead of address, you can put I don't know, postal code, or maybe how much money do you have to invest in your project. All those sort of things. Anything that's going to help you specifically get information about your client so you can call them up and be like, hey, we're ready to start on your project. Right after that, this is not necessary. This is what I like to put on my websites for my clients, just so the traffic, the visitor of the website knows what the next steps are. So for example, this might be different for you. Number one, they're going to fill out the contact form. Once they fill out the contact form, you're going to get their information, and then you're going to call them up and give them a proposal. Once you give them a proposal and they approve it, then you guys can actually get to work. So this might be contact us, and then project proposal, and then maybe you might have 6 steps, and then it might be like, we go to your house and we give you a proper quote, and then all those different things, right? You can, as we actually start building the website, you're gonna gain experience and know where you can add different stuff. It's gonna be fairly simple. Just FAQs, like someone might visit your website and they're like, oh, like, okay, like I know you have a satisfaction guarantee. This is the 3 next steps, but like, what if I have pets? Like, are you guys actually able to come work? You don't want your phone ringing for absolutely no reason, so you might want to have these questions on your website. Then we have one last call to action right here, and this is just so if someone scrolled all the way down, they can still click a button. Bam, they click it, it brings them back up to the contact form right here, and then they can contact you. I've done a lot of landing pages, I lost count, and I can assure you that this is very high converting. Now we can actually get into the proper design. Now, get ready. This is going to be a step-by-step tutorial. I'll see you guys on the next step. So this is what you land on when you first land on the WordPress. There are a couple things to set up the WordPress that I want you to do. These things are absolutely crucial for you. So first thing I'm going to do from here is I like to have a clear page when I start a WordPress website. I like to delete everything. So this is what it's gonna show you. I'm just gonna dismiss this, and then I'm gonna click on screen options here, and just uncheck every box, and then I can close it, just so I can have a clear little box here. So I'm just gonna move my camera to the right here, and I'm gonna go into pages. Every page that I already have, I'm gonna delete it. I'm just gonna click on this, and then there's gonna be bulk actions. You can click bulk actions, and then delete, and then you can apply it. What I'm gonna do after that is I'm gonna click on plugins. I'm gonna do the exact same thing, install plugins. You might have a few plugins. I already deleted all of them. You're just going to click on this. First, you want to click deactivate. Okay, you're going to click on this. Deactivate. All the activated plugins cannot be deleted unless you deactivate them. So you're going to deactivate first, and then you're going to delete the plugin. Bulk actions, delete. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to go on themes. And then I have the Go theme downloaded. You want to click add new theme. If you don't have the Go theme downloaded, you're probably going to have something called 2021 or 2022 or 3 or 4. You're going to click on add new theme. You're going to search up here, Go. You're going to install and you're going to activate it. Okay. Once that's done, you're going to click again on appearance themes. And then you're going to activate the Go theme if it's not already activated. Or if you have another theme downloaded, you're going to click on it. It's going to say theme details. When you hover on it, you click on it, you delete it. So now the only theme that's activated is the Go theme. The reason why you want to download the Go theme is because it gives you multiple different options. Some themes don't give you access to the menus. This theme gives you access to the menus and all different things. It's just the theme that I always use. No need to ask questions. But right after that, we're going to head over to settings. And then you're going to click on general first. Once you're in general, you're going to click here, site title. It might say like whatever the original thing. It might say my WordPress blog, which is what it usually says. You're just going to name the site title with your company name. So mine is XYZ Contracting because this is just an example. After that, the tagline is basically the little sentence that comes after your site title. So you can either leave this blank or you can put whatever you want. This is, don't play around with this. It's going to mess up your website. Leave this as it is. This is pretty much it. Yeah. So we're going to head over next to permalinks. And you want to make sure that the permalinks are set to post name. Very important. After this, Now we're going to set up the page. So we only have a home page because we're making a landing page. So what I want you to do is you're going to click on add new page. You're going to click on pages, add new page. Listen very carefully. We're just going to name this page home. We're going to publish it. And then we want to go back to the WordPress dashboard. And then we want to download all the plugins that we usually download, okay? So we're going to click on plugins. We're going to click add new plugin. From here, there are going to be multiple plugins that you're going to download. So the first one we're going to download is going to be Elementor. This is going to be the website builder that we use. So Elementor, you wait for it to load a little bit, install it. And then you don't need to activate it just yet. We're going to download other plugins. And then we're going to download Elementor header and footer builder. Install. Also essential add-ons for Elementor. Install. Royal add-ons. You're going to slide down until you see starter templates right here. If you don't see it, no problem. Just search up starter templates. Only download starter templates if you don't have your own images. If you have your own images for your company, like the work you've done, don't download starter templates. We're just going to use starter templates for stock images. And then you can install that. And then last one we're going to download is going to be Metform, which is going to be basically the contact form builder. That's pretty much it. Then we're going to go over to install plugins, and then we're going to activate everything. It's going to take a little time. When you activate a couple plugins, they ask you a couple questions. This is activated. Now this one, essential add-ons, activate it. Activate Metform. Activate Royal Elementor add-ons. Sometimes they're going to ask you a couple questions. You see kind of like this. Just skip it. And then click back on plugins, install plugins, and then you can go on and activate the other ones. Activate. Perfect. Now everything is set up. Like I said, I like to keep my thing blank. So I'm just going to click off this. Then we're going to go back into pages here. We're going to edit this page, and we want to make sure that we set it to Elementor full width because we downloaded the Elementor plugin. This is going to be our website builder. We're going to click on template here, Elementor full width, and we're going to save. Make sure you do this because if you don't save it to Elementor full width, you're going to click edit with Elementor, and then you're going to see home at the top, and then you're going to see your Elementor website built. You just want to remove home, and you just want to keep the Elementor full width. Elementor canvas. And then after that, I'm going to go back into settings. I'm going to go into reading, and I want to make sure that my home page is set as the page that I made, which is home. So I'm just going to select a static page, home page, home, and I'm just going to save. Once that's done, we're pretty much set, and then we can go into the pages and start building the website. I'm going to see you guys in the next section. Fantastic. So now we're actually on the first part of the actual building process. So all you need to do is just follow my steps. What we're going to do next here is we're going to go on pages, all pages. As you can see, we already have our home page that's already made. We're just going to click on edit, just so it gives us the option to edit with Elementor right here. You're going to click on this, and then it's going to bring you over to the Elementor dashboard, website builder, whatever you want to call it. We can just skip this. Now we're going to go kind of back and forth with the wireframe in this. I don't want to bore you guys. I don't want to show you guys the wireframe while I go back and forth. So I have it on my screen right here, and I'm going to be building the website right here. Now what you guys can do is just basically follow my steps. We're going to start off by creating a container. Let me check the wireframe here. We want a container, and we want to select the first option, the one, first of all, it's going to be Flexbox, not grid. And we want to select the one that's pointing towards down here. And then looking at the wireframe, I can see that the height of the container is currently 646 pixels. So I'm going to head over to the left here. If you, so right now I'm on the container settings. If you click something off, maybe you're going to be on here. You don't see this. So what you're going to do is you're just going to, so let me close this here. I'm going to go on my top options. It might be on your at the bottom left here if you don't have the new version of Elementor. But if you have the new one, it's just going to be on top here. It's structure here, but it's called the Navigator. It used to be called the Navigator. So you want to open it here, and you're going to select this container. It's going to give you the options to the left. And I want to set the minimum height to 646 pixels because that's what it is on the wireframe. What I'm going to do next, so at the top right, publish. I'm going to keep on pressing this. This is just like how to update the website. I like to do it every 2 or 3 moves. I might not speak about it just because I do it out of muscle memory, but it just helps in case your computer shuts down and you lose everything. You want to make sure that you're up to date. So I'm just going to publish, and then I'm going to open up this little widget thing. And I'm just going to search up heading because we have a heading here. I'm going to put a heading in. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to put a text editor. And I'm going to go back here and I'm going to put a button. So if you can't find it, just search up button. Perfect. Now from the wireframe, I'm going to drag it back into the screen just so you guys can see. We want this centered. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back to the wireframe. We're going to select the big container here. And we're going to make sure that we're going to justify content and make sure it's centered. So it looks the exact same here. Obviously, we're going to style it. We're going to add an image to the background. We're going to add a little shade here so it's a little darker. We're going to do all that stuff. Don't worry, it's going to look the exact same. And just follow my steps. So now I'm just going to click on this big container. It's selected. I'm going to go into style. And now I want to add a background image. So I'm just going to go into here, background type, image, free images. You're only going to have this option if you downloaded starter templates. If you didn't download starter templates, you do not have all these options. Make sure if you skipped a part, you go back, you download all the plugins we needed, and you can get back to this part. Now we're going to go starter templates. Oh, what am I saying? No, starter templates is already there. What we're going to do is we're going to search up, I don't know, modern home. It's going to give us multiple options here. I kind of like this one, so I'm going to pick this one. You can choose whichever you want. It doesn't need to be the exact same picture. I like this one. And now I want to make sure that you see how this repeats a little bit. I don't want this to repeat. So I'm going to go into repeat, no repeats. And I want the position to be center, like this. And I want the display size to be cover. Now it's pretty much showing the whole picture. It's a little blurry. You can take a picture with better quality. This is just the one we're gonna use for this specific video. Doesn't really matter. We just want to get that website done. I'm sure you have your own pictures. After that, we're gonna add a little shade to it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna slide down here on the options, and we're gonna click on background overlay. We want to add a background overlay, classic, and we're gonna make it black, just like this. You can change the opacity if you want it a little darker or less dark. I'm going to keep it at 0.5, and we're going to keep on tuning it depending on our liking. So now I want the text to be white, and I want it to say Calgary's #1 rated contractors. I'm just going to copy this text and paste it here. So all you have to do is just basically click on the heading, whichever you want to edit. As you can see, it highlights it in purple. I'm just going to click on it. You can click either on the structure or on the actual website here. I'm just going to click on it, paste Calgary's #1 rated contractors, and I'm going to go into style. I want to change the color, so text color, I'm going to make it white. And here the text font is Inter. It's extra bold and it's 62 pixels. So I want it to be, so I'm going to click on typography so I can edit it. Typography, Inter. It was 62 pixels. And it was extra bold. Perfect. I'm going to put the wireframe back on this page here, just so you guys don't have to see me go back and forth. And then the next text here, it says, need your hand revamped. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it here. Obviously, you have your own text, but we're going to style it. Now we're going to go into style. We're going to make sure that the text is white. And we're going to make it Inter. And it's medium. Perfect. Now the button, the color of the button is, I'm gonna copy the color code here. I'm gonna go into style, make sure I got the color right. Color, I'm just gonna click on that little color icon here and just paste the color. And the button says get a quote now. So I'm gonna click on content and then just name it get a quote now. Now, as you can see from the wireframe, let me put it back here. We want the text to be like really to the left. You see how this cuts here? And here it's not cut, it's going all the way here. I'm gonna close this. You can see it's going all the way to the middle. I don't want this, I want it to cut after rated. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this here. There's multiple ways you can do it. The way I like to do it is just by going into advanced. And then I'm just gonna select width, custom. I like to use the percentage one, and I'm just gonna move it until it's to my liking. So this is exactly what I want. Calgary's #1 rated contractors. Just like this. And this one is also gonna be until look no further. We're gonna click on custom. We're gonna increase the width until look no further. Perfect. And this button is a little bigger, so I'm just gonna style it to my liking. We also forgot that the text font on the button is also inter and 16 pixels. So we're gonna click on style on this. We're gonna go into typography, 16 pixels, and we want it to be inter. So this button looks a little bigger in terms of height. So I'm gonna go into the padding at the bottom here of the button, and I'm just gonna unlink the values. I'm gonna add maybe 15 padding on top. Oh, I added 150. I want to add 15 on top and maybe 15 on the bottom as well. That looks good. Maybe let's say 30 to the right and 30 to the left. That looks a little more similar. If we click on this, we can see that the border radius is 6. So what I'm gonna do is on border radius is basically how much the corners bend. So I'm just gonna select here and put 6. And the button looks pretty similar. Actually, maybe I might add 20 padding on top and at the bottom instead of 15. That looks much more similar. So now we can publish. Just like that, you already built your first high converting hero section. Super simple, right? Now we're gonna get over to the next step, which is going to be the social proof right here, which is gonna be a little more complicated, but it's still gonna be simple because you have me right here. I'm gonna see you guys on the next part. Hey guys, welcome to the second part, which is the social proof, which is this part right here. If you made it here, you're already super good. Now the next part, we're gonna need to focus a little bit more because it's a little more technical, so make sure you follow all of my steps. Now this is just a wireframe. I'm gonna move this over to my other screen so you guys don't see me go back and forth. And then we're gonna go on the actual WordPress right here. So now we're on the Elementor website builder. What we're gonna do next, if I look at the wireframe here, is we wanna create a new container. So we're gonna slide down and we see that little plus icon here. We're gonna click this and we want it to be Flexbox, obviously. And we're gonna, by the way, we're always gonna select Flexbox. And we're gonna want it to be horizontal. So we're gonna click this. So the direction is gonna be to the right. After that, we're gonna click this plus right here, either this plus or this plus right here to open up the containers, the widget, sorry. And we're gonna put in another container in here. So we have another container within that container. Then I'm gonna click that little gray box. I'm gonna right click this and I'm gonna duplicate that container. So now we have 2 containers within one big container that we created, okay? If you don't understand, go back, make sure you do everything right. Because if you miss one of those steps, it's gonna look a little bit weird. We wanna make sure we get everything right for this one. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna remove the gap in between those containers, because if I open up the wireframe right here, I can see that the 2 colors are connected. There are no gaps, okay? Move this back here. So I'm going to select the big container. Let me open up my structure, which might be at the bottom here for you, and it might be called navigator. We're going to click this, and we're going to select the container that has both of those containers. And we're going to slide down on layout, and we're going to put 0 for gaps. So as you can see, there are no more gaps. If I undo what I just did, you see there's a little gap here. I want to remove this and make the gap 0. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the first container. I'm going to head over to my wireframe just to get the color code. Copy this color code. Still selecting this container. I'm going to go into style, add a background, and I'm going to make it the exact same color. There you go. Now we have that background. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go back to my wireframe, take this color code. You guys can pause the video and copy the exact color code. I'm going to copy this, select that other container right here. You can also select it using the navigator. I'm going to go into style, change the background color, and then make it that exact same color. Now, if you check the wireframe, you see that this part is a little bigger than this part. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move the wireframe here. I'm going to select the first container, going to layout, and then the width, I can change the width. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure what is selected is percentage here, not pixels. And make sure you make it 30%. Now it's a little bit smaller. We're going to select the second container and we're going to make it, we're going to go back to layout on the second container, make sure it's selected as a percentage, and we're going to make it 70%. There you go. Now it looks a little bit more like the wireframe. Maybe I want it a little bit smaller, so I might select this 67% and make this 33%. That looks a little more like what I want to see. I'm just going to publish, always publish, make sure it's your website is always updated. If your computer crashes, then you don't want to go back and do everything again, right? So I have all the colors now. Now I'm going to add the widgets that I have within my containers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into elements, add element, click the little plus on the top left. And then from here, I'm going to select counter, which is going to be all the numbers, the 3 numbers that we had on the wireframe that are going to be here. So I'm just going to put this right here. Then I'm going to duplicate this, duplicate, and now we have 3. As you can see, they're stacked up on top of each other, which is why we want to make sure that the direction for the containers are the right direction. So now we have the direction pointing downwards. We want the direction to be from left to right. So I'm going to select the container that contains all of those 3 counters, select it, and I'm going to make sure that the direction is horizontal, just like this. And now you can see that they're side to side. And then from here, I'm just going to make it space between, so they're evenly spaced out, just like that. And then I'm going to select each one of them, advanced, and I'm just going to make the width custom, and I'm going to make it 33% as we have 3 inside. We just want to make sure that each one takes the exact perfect dimensions. So custom and 33%, select each one and make it 33%. Custom, 33%. Perfect. Now they're perfect. Now on the wireframe, we have some text on the left. So we're going to select add element. We have a little text that says you can also give us a call using this number. And then we have a little icon with our phone number right under it. So you're going to go on, you're going to click text editor. You're going to slide it over to the first container. And then we're going to go back, add another element, and it's going to be an icon list. There you go. And then we're going to slide it right under. We want to delete the other icons because you need 1 of them. Then now we have all the elements that we need. Now we can start styling. So if I show you guys the wireframe, we have the counters, we have the text, we have the icon list. Counters, text, icon list. I'm going to copy the text that I have right here. You can also give us a call. I'm going to paste it right here. Now we're going to style it. This text is enter. We have constant font throughout the whole website. So all of our text is going to be Inter. We're going to make it white and semi-bold. So style, when you select it, we're going to make it white, slide it all the way white, Inter, and semi-bold. Perfect. This as well is going to be Inter. I'm going to go into style for the icon and text, and then Inter, and semi-bold. And we're going to make the text white. So color and white right here. Going to go back, and this is going to be our phone number 123456780, and we're going to paste it right here. Content and this. So if you noticed, this is why I said you're going to learn as you go. If you noticed, as we're building this, you're going to notice that style is basically to change anything that is color, all those different things that is going to change the look. Now, content is basically anything that changes the structure. So the text and all those different things. Here we can change the icon to a phone icon. We're going to search up phone. And I'm going to select this one. And the phone icon is white and it's 34 pixels. So now let me ask you a question. Where are we going to go to change the icon, the color of the icon, and the size of the icon? I'm going to give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guessed it right. Probably, if you've been following this video, we're going to go into style. And we're going to go into icon. Now we can change the size to 34 pixels. And we can change the color to white. Fantastic. Now it looks already pretty similar. I'm going to move over the wireframe to my other screen so I don't have to go back and forth. Now on the counters, all of those numbers are this color right here, which is going to be, sorry, I'm going to check the color, whatever color code this is. So I'm going to select the counter here. I'm going to go into style, number, and I want to change the number to this color here. Now the text right under the number is white. Obviously it is Inter font. So we're going to click on title. We want to make the text white and it's going to be Inter. And it's also semi-bold and 18 pixels. And our first text says 5-star reviews. So we're going to go back into content, selecting the same counter. We're going to write in the title 5-star reviews. The number is 36. Obviously, if you have 25-star reviews, put 25-star reviews. If you have 50, if you have 300, put whatever number works for you. Us is 36. So we're going to leave it at 36. Our second one says 244 clients served. Don't style this yet because I'm going to show you a trick that's going to make everything easier. We're going to put clients served here and it's going to be 244. Third one is going to be satisfaction. The number is going to be 100 and then we're going to put percent right after. So you're just going to select this right here and put percent. So 100% satisfaction. So now you're wondering, oh, do I really have to go and style all of these ones one by one? Answer is no, you don't need to. You're just going to select this one. You're going to copy. And then you're going to right click on this one as well. You're going to paste the style. Just like that. And now everything becomes the exact same style. So whatever I put in style on here is all going to go and translate itself to the right one right here. And now we pretty much did this section already. Okay, so as you can see, this is a little bit up. I want it to be in the middle, exactly like the wireframe. Just like that, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select that second container right here that contains all 3 of the counters. And I'm going to make it justify content, align items, and I'm going to center it. Just like that. So everything is in the middle. Just like that. I'm going to do the exact same thing for this one. And justify content, center. I also want to add a little bit of padding into this because as you can see from the wireframe, there's a little like space around this. It's not like stuck to the corners like ours is. So I'm just going to add maybe, I'm going to go into advanced and add 10 padding. Actually, no, maybe 20. 20 works. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for here. Advanced and 20 padding. That looks fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the container that has all of these right here. I'm going to go into padding. You can see there's like already preset padding on top and the bottom, which is 10 pixels. I want to make this 0. So this is stuck to the top. And if you check the wireframe as well, it's not only stuck to the top, but it's actually going like a little on the hero section. So this, what we're going to do is we're going to decrease the margin. So we're going to go into margin. We're going to unlink the values like this. We're going to go into top and we're going to move this down like this. And it's going to go minus maybe, okay, it's a little above the middle. So we're going to reduce this to maybe 60. A little bit more. You can change this to your own liking, but this is basically what it looks like. It looks pretty much the exact same, just with a different background image. So we built the social proof section, super easy. If you manage to go through this section and you did everything right, then the next sections are going to be much easier. This is one of the most complicated sections. And yeah, I'm going to see you guys on the next part. Hey, right before you continue watching the video, I just want to let you know that I do offer web designing and marketing services. So if you're a service business and you don't want to go through this whole process, the last link in the description, you can click on it and book a one-on-one call with me. Or if you're someone who wants to start their own web design business, you can click that same link and I can help you. Hey guys, welcome to the service section, which is the section right here. Let's not waste any time, straight into the WordPress, and we're going to start building. So now, last time we did the social proof section. Let's get right into the service section here. I'm going to move this here and we're going to start building. So first thing we're going to do, always, we're going to select add a new container for this section. And we want it to be the direction. We want it to be down. We're going to select the plus and we're going to add 2 headings. So heading number 1. You can duplicate it. First one, we're going to name it or services. I'm going to paste it here. Everything is capital for the first heading. And then I'm going to name the second one checkout the services we offer, which is what is written on the wireframe. And then I just want to style it. So the first or services is going to be enter, bold, and 20 pixels. You guys have already seen this. So style, we're going to make it this color. So I'm just going to go back and copy that color code. If you guys want to not copy the color code every time, let me show you something. So we're going to select this, the heading. We're going to click on where we're going to paste the color code. You're going to paste it, and then you're going to click the plus on top right here. And we're going to name it main color because this is actually our main color. And we don't want to keep on going back and forth and copy pasting every time. So now that we have the main color, I want to style it. It's going to be enter, font, and then 20 pixels, and it's going to be bold. Now I'm going to go into the second one. It's going to be black, typography, enter, is going to be 48 pixels and bold. And bold. Perfect. Now after that, we're going to click the plus, and now this is going to be the section, which is going to be a little complicated. Not too complicated because we have me right here, but a little complicated. Make sure you listen to this part very carefully. We're going to put a new container within the container that we just made. So you can either slide it right under, or you can simply click if you have one of those selected. So I'm just gonna click, and it's gonna put another container right inside here. Within that container, I'm gonna put another container. So now we have one container within one container. This container represents one of the services. So I'm going to select the first container. You see there's like two. I'm going to select the first one that has the second container. I want the direction right. Just so our containers that are going to be within with all three of our services, they are going to be side to side instead of stacked up between each other. Select the container that's inside now, and I'm going to duplicate it twice. Now we have all three of our services here. Fantastic. So I'm gonna go back on the wireframe, show you guys the first container that we have. It is 397 pixels in height. So I'm gonna select the first container, minimum height 397 pixels. We can also notice that it has a little background shade thing. This is called a box shadow. Okay, so on the Figma, we can also see that there is a drop shadow. I'm just going to click on here to open up the settings. Position X is 2, Y is 9, and the blur is 42. So I'm going to go back into the wireframe. We're going to still select that container. We're going to go into style, border. We're going to add a box shadow, and then the horizontal position, which is this. If you know your graphs, this is X, this is Y. So the X is going to be 2, the Y is going to be 9. So X is going to be 2, the Y is going to be 9. And the blur is going to be 42. 42, just like that. And this container also has a border radius. As we can see, it kind of bends. So I'm going to see, and it's 40 border radius. So we're gonna go into border radius and just don't unlink this, just keep it all the same, 40. And now it looks the exact same. I actually don't really like the horizontal thing because it's pretty much useless. We just want it, oh sorry, we just want it to not be side to side. We just want it perfectly in the middle. So we're just going to make it 0 just so it's perfectly centered. Now I have the styling for the first container already done. Obviously, we're not going to style one by one. So we're just going to select the first container, right click it, and we're going to paste style into all the other containers. Now all the other containers are the exact same. Now we're going to go back into the widgets. We're going to put all the widgets into one container. Then we're going to copy paste everything because it's the same structure. So I'm going to go into image within the elements. I'm just going to slide one right here. After that, I'm going to go back into elements. We have a heading, which is going to be the title of your first service. If you only have 3 services, then this is perfect for you. If you have 2 services, no worries. You can, instead of putting 3 containers, you can just put 2, or if you have 1, just put 1 container. It really doesn't matter at all. And after the heading, we're going to go back and we're going to put a text editor, a little paragraph right under. So on the wireframe, this says service 1, and the text under says service 1 for your basic needs. Very broad copywriting I did. Oh, I'm going to select the text editor and put service 1 for your basic needs. There you go. And then on the wireframe, the heading, this one is black, enter, semi-bold, and 30 pixels. So let's select the first style. We're going to make it black, enter, 20 pixels, sorry, 30 pixels. And we want it to be, it's already semi-bold. Let's keep it semi-bold. And let's set the alignment to center, just so it's right in the middle here. And then this, we're going to center it as well. And then we want the text right under to be enter and regular. So we're going to make it normal. Okay. And we're going to select enter. Fantastic. So now, as you can see on the wireframe, we have the image, we have the text, and we have the little paragraph right on there. But the image is a little circle right here, and there's a lot of padding on the sides. So what we're gonna do is select the big container, and we're gonna add some padding. Go into advanced after selecting that container. Maybe 50 padding is good. 50 padding seems good. Obviously, it increased the size of everything else, but yeah, we'll do pretty much the same for everything else. So I'm gonna select this picture right here, and on the wireframe is just a brown circle, but let's make it an actual picture of our services. So I'm just gonna put house. Obviously, you're gonna add different pictures, but I like this house right here. So house, and then I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna copy this everywhere. Copy this, the heading, paste it on each one. Copy the text, paste it on each one. Then I'm gonna copy the big container here and paste style on each one. There you go. And after that, I'm gonna go back to the wireframe, and it's a circle. So you can either keep it like that or you can make it a circle. If you want to make it a circle, you're gonna select the image, style, and we're gonna go into border radius, and you're just gonna increase it until it becomes a circle. I don't think a circle is really necessary, but if you wanna make it a circle, just increase the border radius until it becomes a circle. And yeah, pretty much it. If you want it to be the exact same height and everything as the wireframe, you can see that it's 180 times 180. So we can go into width, select pixels. We're gonna make it 180, and then the height 180, and then we keep the border radius high. So if you keep it like that, it's gonna be a square. If you increase the border radius, it's gonna turn into a circle. We want it to be a circle, so that's what it is right now. We're gonna copy this, paste style. It's gonna be the exact same. There you go. Now we go back on the wireframe, and we have this exact section right here. We're gonna have to change the text. Copy this, paste it, copy this, paste it. Obviously here you would put your own services and a little description right under. Instead of putting service 2, service 3, you would put landscaping, lawn mowing, construction, renovation, all those different things. But little detail here, you can see that there's a little padding on top here. This is not stuck to the top like what we have. If I look at the wireframe, you can see that it's pretty much stuck. So I'm going to select the big container that contains all of those. I'm going to go into advanced. I'm going to unlink the padding, and I want to make the padding, let me see so here we have 98 pixels. So I'm going to select the top, and I'm going to switch it to 98. And as you can see, we have that little space here, so it's not too stuck together. And guys, this already looks super, super great. Like, already looks fantastic. Imagine once we're done building everything, you're going to have a professional website for your service business. Now, we're pretty much done with this section. Let's go, and I'm going to see you guys on the next section. Always, don't forget to always publish your website once you're done a certain section. I'll move myself back up, and I'm going to see you guys on the next section. Hey guys, now we're on the Why Choose Us section. Let's get right into it. I'm going to move my wireframe over to my other screen, and this is what we built last time. Now we're going to go into the Why Choose Us section. So the first thing we're going to do, as always, is we're going to create a new container, Flexbox, and now we're going to choose the structure, the third one that has 2 containers. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to select the first container, and we want to make it an image. But before we make it an image, I just want to make it a little bigger than the second container, because the second container is just going to take much less real estate. So I'll just increase the width to maybe 75 and the width of this one to 25. Not even 25. Let's say like 35. That seems big enough. Anyway, the first container is going to be an image. If I check the wireframe, I know that the height of the first container is 669 pixels. So I'm going to go in height right here while selecting the first container. I'm going to make it 669. I'm going a little bit faster right now because I'm sure you guys can follow much easier than the couple first containers we did, a couple first sections. So I'm going to go a little bit faster, but you guys can always slow down the video, go back, and follow me. Just follow each one of my steps. And then I want it to be an image. So I'm going to go into style while selecting the first container, background type, and now we can select an image from here. I'm going to go into my free images, which is because I downloaded the plugin Starter Templates that allows me to have free images. I'm just going to search up modern house once again. You will probably have your own images. I'm going to use the ones on Starter Templates. And then again, I'm going to style it. I'm going to make the position center. Obviously, you can do it to your own liking. I just want my image to look like this. One thing you're going to do for sure is repeat. You're going to select no repeat. And display size, you're going to select cover. That's what you're going to do for sure. Now, I'm going to select the second container. Within that container, I'm going to make another container. So while selecting this container, I'm going to click the plus either here or the plus here. It's going to bring me back to where all the elements are. And I'm going to slide a container right in here. And then this container, I know that the height is 523 pixels. Selecting the second container, I'm going to make it 523 pixels. And I'm going to select the big container, the one that has the container that we were just editing. And justify content, we're going to center it. On the wireframe, if you guys see, this container is our primary color or main color. So I'm going to select it and then style, background, color. Now you can just click on the planet here. And then we already have our main color that's saved up. So we don't need to do we don't need to copy and paste the main color over and over again like we used to do. Now you can see there's a little gap here. I don't want that gap. So what I'm going to do is select the big container that contains all of the containers. I don't like having a lot of stuff open. So what I'm going to do right now is just close everything, as I'm not even working with those containers right now, and just keep the ones that I'm working on right now open. So I selected this container, as you can see, and then I'm gonna go and okay, there's a little gap here. That's because of the padding that we have on this container. So I'm just gonna go into advanced padding, set it to 0, and now you can see it's really on the sides here. Now while selecting this container on the wireframe, we can see that this container is a little bit pushed into the second container. Okay, I say container a lot. That's because that's what it's called. But we're going to go back into the WordPress. And then I'm just going to add the widgets inside. So select this container. Plus, we're going to add the heading and the little paragraph. And we're just going to copy this button right here. The one that we did on the hero section. We're going to paste it just so we don't need to style it again. And then we're just going to change the color. So we're going to go into style while selecting the button, and we're going to make the background color white and the text color to our main color, just like that. And then we can change it after. But I'm going to select the container right here, and I'm going to go into margin, and the same thing we did up here. We used margin top and we reduced it to make the container go up. We're going to do the exact same thing over here with margin left. And we're going to reduce it so the second container goes within the first container. As you can see, the more I'm just holding it, it just goes in more and more and more. As you can see right here. Let's say 150 is fine. 150 is not bad. I'm just going to keep it like that. If you want to make it exactly, you can do that as well. But I'm just going to style this. We're going to write why choose us. I'm going to move this to my second screen so you guys can just follow this screen. This says why choose us. The second one says we understand that you're home, whatever. Just paste this. And then we're going to style it. We're going to make it white. We're going to make this text white as well. You guys already know how to style. We're going to go into enter. And this is 36 pixels and bold. So 36 and bold. The second is enter regular. We're going to go into this typography, enter, and it's normal, yes. And then this button says more on their history. We're just going to keep it to get a quote now, because when people are going to click this, it's just going to bring us straight to the contact form. Then we're going to select. So as you can see, since this container is within the other container, we can't just press the little gray thing here. So we're going to have to use the navigator. So I'm going to click on the container here, and I'm going to go into layout, make sure everything is centered like this. I don't want it to be too close to the edges, so I'm going to add some padding. I'm going to click on advanced, maybe 20 pixels of padding. That looks beautiful. Now we have the second section made right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to publish. Always publish. Never forget to publish your website. And we're going to add a little padding on top because I believe it's too close to here. So let's see the difference. 111 pixels. So again, we're going to select this big container, advanced, unlink the values, and then 111. And perfect. See how everything is just perfect in separation, perfect padding. Now that's pretty much it for this section. I forgot to do something on the last section right here. If we check the wireframe, you see that here it separates at we offer here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this right here, and then there's different ways to do it, but what we're going to do is we're going to select advanced while selecting this heading, custom, and we're going to make the width a certain percentage, just like this, just so it cuts off perfectly, exactly how we want it to be. And then I'm just going to publish. This is the section we just did, fairly simple. And then next section is going to be this one. This one is super easy. Maybe you don't even need my help. Everything is going to be linked down below, so you can just skip this section if you feel like you don't need it. But yeah, pretty easy. I'm going to see you guys in the next section. Hey guys, we're almost done. We only have a few sections left here. Next section is going to be the more benefits section that we have right here. So let's get right into it. I'm going to move my wireframe here. And I want to be really efficient when I make websites. Let's go as fast as possible. So knowing that I have a heading that's black and it pretty much has the same styling except for the size, I'm just going to copy the one I have right here. Copy. I'm going to select a new container that's going to be facing down. I'm just going to paste it right in here. I'm going to change the text for the right text, just like that. Change the text size to the correct one, which is going to be 36 pixels. And I'm going to center it. And I'm going to just put the width back to full width, so it's right in the middle, just like that. And now we have it perfect, exactly how we want it to be. So we don't need to take a heading in the elements, put it, style it exactly how we want. We can just do it extremely fast. That's how I like to work. I just like to be efficient. But yeah, if you guys could have just followed my steps like we did right here and then change the text to your liking, or you could also put the heading yourself. I'm sure you know how to do it now. So next, I'm gonna select the element again. I'm gonna make a new container. Now within this container, we have 3 elements. Within this container, I'm gonna click plus, put another container, duplicate it twice, so we have 3. Select the container that has all 3 containers. Make sure the direction is towards the right. So now we have 3 inside. And then within each one, I'm gonna add a icon box, just like that. And then we're gonna have different text for each one. I'm going to copy this icon box, paste it in each container. We're going to put the first one, competitive pricing, paste it in the title. Second one, quality ensured, paste it in the title. Satisfaction guaranteed, paste it in the title. We're going to do the exact same thing for the description. So you guys can put your own description. I'm going to put the one that I made. Just like that. Now, what we're going to do, obviously we're going to style it. We always want to style it. Now we're going to click on the first container right here. Here, you're going to have a bunch of icons. You can choose your icon. I'm not going to take the ones from the wireframe just because you guys don't have them. I just want to make you guys follow exactly my own steps. So we're going to pick icons that we have for free here. So the first one, competitive pricing. Let's take money. Let's just take this bill right here. Competitive pricing. So it kind of goes with it. Quality ensured. I'm going to put a star. Star is pretty good, actually. And satisfaction guaranteed, I'm going to put a smile as the icon. Now we're going to style the heading. We're going to go into style. We want the alignment to be to the left, just like this, everything to the left. And then we're going to make the title enter, bold, and 20 pixels. Style, make sure you select content. This is what we're editing. Title, and then enter, bold, 20 pixels, just like that. And then the second one is going to be enter as well, regular, enter, and we want it to be normal. Yep, perfect. And that's all good. The text is actually black for the title, this one right here. So we're going to click on, nope, same content. And the title color, we're just going to make it black here. The icon is 40 times 40 pixels. So we're going to click on the icon. We actually want it to be the color or main color. Make sure you change the color and the size. We're going to select it and make it 40 pixels. That's pretty much done for this one. We're going to copy and then we're going to paste style on each one. You see how easy it is? Paste style. Now we're literally done this section. We just got to add the little outline that we have for each one. If we check the wireframe and we zoom in, each one has a little border thing. So we're going to add this. That's the only thing we have left. It also has a little border radius. So we're going to go into style, selecting this container, border, make it solid, 1 pixel, border radius. The border radius is 4 on it. So going to add a little bend. And the color is, let me check that here, this color code. But we're just going to choose a very basic gray color. That's what it looks like right here. Maybe I want it a little bigger. So instead of, I'm going to put it 2 pixels. Just like that. I actually want a little padding. That's what I prefer myself. So selecting this container, maybe I'll add like 20 padding. So it looks a little better. Perfect. And I'm going to reduce the padding on top. So I'm going to unlink the values. And top, I'm going to remove the padding on top. Remove the padding on the bottom. Select this container, layout, and I'm just going to make sure everything is centered. There you go. I like it like that. And I'm going to select the container, copy, select the second container that has the icon, and then paste style, and do the exact same thing for each one. And we have the second section built. Not the second section, but the more benefit section built right here. Pretty much done. I'm actually going to add a little padding to the bottom because that's how I want it. So click this container. Maybe let's say 10 at the bottom. Not necessary, but let's just Paste it on each one. There you go. Perfect. We're done this section. We're going to go into the next section, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. All right, now we have the service section. This one's going to be a little harder than this one. That one was super easy. There's one thing I forgot on the last section. So we're going to go back here. We forgot to add the padding, actually. As you can see, it's very close to this one. If you caught on it, congratulations. That means you're sharp. If not, no problem. We just learned today. So 81 pixels difference. So we're going to go into advanced, selecting this, remove the padding. I believe it's a little more than 81 pixels, but let's just keep it at 81 pixels. Just like that. Now we're going to build the next section, which is going to be or services right here. So for this one, we're going to select a new container here, Flexbox always, and we're going to select the third one, the option with the 2. So now we have 2 containers inside. There's one, this section right here, we're going to use it for the text, and this section right here, we're going to use it for the images. So I'm going to move the wireframe here. For the text, like I said, we want to be super efficient. The initial text or services, we already put it right here. We're going to copy this. We're going to paste it in here. We're going to copy the second one. Second heading, we're going to paste it in here as well. And we have a paragraph. I'm just going to take a paragraph that we already wrote. Let's say this one right here. And we're just going to paste it in here. Obviously, those paragraphs are going to be different. All I have to do now, we also have a button that we need to put. So I'm going to copy the button from this initial header section that we did. Just copy and paste it right here. So now we just saved like literally 20 minutes of our time. We were going to put the heading and edit all of that stuff, but we got it now. So I'm just going to style this, go on this, advanced, to make it full width. And we're just going to write the best services over here. That's what it's written on the wireframe. It's 48 pixels as well. So make it the best services. Is it 48 pixels? Perfect. And then for this little paragraph, I want it to be aligned to the left. And what it says on the wireframe, we have a little paragraph here. And on the wireframe, we also see that this is bolded every single job. So we're just going to select every single job here. And there's the little bold icon here. Just select that. Very easy. Put the wireframe back on my other page. And yeah, very easy. Now this section is already done. Now we're going to go into the images. So what we're going to do is we're going to select this container. Now you can see the direction is down. I don't want this. I want the direction to be horizontal because the images are going to be sideways. I want to show you guys the wireframe for this one specifically. You can see we have the images and we have a little box shadow around it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select elements, image. I'm going to add 2 images. So duplicate it. The first one is going to be, I'm going to go in advanced, custom, and I'm going to change its width just so it's a little smaller. And the second one, so it's at 42. Let's make it a little bigger. Let's say just like that. There you go. And I'm going to go into align self, and we just want it to be at the end, at the bottom right here. And then this one, advanced, it's already full width. So what I'm going to do, make sure we publish every time. So I'm just going to select the images now. Any image I want, selecting the image, style, content, and now we can choose the image we want. Modern house, always. Pick this one, doesn't really matter. And then next, I'm going to pick another modern house. Now we're going to pick this one. Fantastic. So I just want it to look exactly like the wireframe. So I'm going to select this one. We can see that it's 379 pixels in height. So select this image, style, height. We're going to put it 379 pixels. And then object fit, I like to always do cover so the image isn't stretched out. Sorry. And then the second one, we can see it's 265 pixels in height. So style 265 and cover. There you go. Now we're gonna select this container, and we want to remove the gap that's in between so the images are connected, just like that. Actually, I'm gonna switch this image just because here it's really white and I don't want it to blend. I want it to be clear that it's like the image is just very clear. I don't want it to like fade in with the background. So let's switch images just so you guys can see better. Here, that's a little darker. There you go. Now we can really see the dimensions of the picture. From here, there is border radius, so 20 in border radius. We're gonna go into style. Doesn't matter the image. 20. It's gonna make the edges a little bent. Same thing. Select this one. Border radius 20. Perfect. Now we're gonna do that little effect that it does. You see here we have like a little white thing here, and here we have our main color. So this is actually a box shadow, and we're gonna edit the X and Y. So let's select this first image, box shadow. You can kind of play around with this until you like it. I'm gonna select the color, just make it as less like not transparent at all. We're gonna make the blur 0, just so there's no blur, and it's just gonna be pure color. And then we're going to move the horizontal and vertical. There you go. This seems good. You don't need to put exactly my settings. You just gotta move it around to your liking. So as you can see here, we can see that the little black thing, we're gonna change it to white. We're just putting it black for now, just so you guys can see it compared to the background. The little black thing is behind this image. The reason for that is just because I'm not sure exactly why, but we can fix this. We're gonna select this image. We're gonna slide up into advanced, and the Z index, we're gonna change it and we're gonna put 1. You see, now it just moves it forward. So now we can select the second image. We can play around with the settings, with the border radius to something we like. Sorry, with the box shadow. We're gonna switch the blur to 0 and the color to not transparent. And we're gonna play with it until we like it. I'm gonna move my structure here. I like it like that. And now I'm just gonna change the color to our color, which is going to be this color code. Select back the image, box shadow, we click it, paste the color code. And this one is gonna be white. We select this image, and then box shadow. We're just gonna slide it over to white, and we have exactly what we want. There's some padding in here that we want, so we're gonna select this big container, and then we're gonna go into layout, and then in gaps you can set it to whatever you want. 400 is way too much. 40 seems good. There's a pretty good gap in here. And then always we're gonna add some padding on top because we don't want it to be too close to the previous section. So I'm gonna go into style, and then I can unlink the padding, and maybe let's say 90 pixels on top. That seems perfect. And we also want this to be centered. So let's select this container that has all the titles and everything, and layout, and just justify content in the middle. So then our text is actually in the middle of our images right here. Done with this section. Wasn't too hard, especially after you've done all the other sections. We can publish it, and then next time we're gonna do this section right here. I'll see you guys in the next section. In this part, we're gonna be doing the contact form section. You guys don't need to see the wireframe. I'm pretty sure you're tired of seeing it. So now we're gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna add a new container, and I'm gonna select the third option that contains that contains 2 containers. Then this container has a background color of our color. So selecting this container, going to style, classic, and we're going to put our main color. Now this is going to be important. We're going to select this container plus and met form. This is the form that we used. This is the plugin that we downloaded so we can make our own forms using Elementor. So from here, it says no content. We're going to do this later. We're just going to do the other section. So as soon as we're done with this, we can go straight into the hero section, into the contact form, sorry. So into the second container, what we have is we have a heading that says contact us. And let's see, I'm just going to pick this one as it's white. And I'm just going to paste it and actually delete this heading. After that, we have a icon list. So we're going to search up icon list within the elements and put it right under here. And we only need 2, which the second one has no icon. First heading here says contact us. Enter bold and 48 pixels. It says contact us. So let me put this here. We're going to go into styling, 48 pixels. And then here, this one says service areas for the first icon list. Put service areas. The icon is going to be a pin. Just like that. The icon is also going to be 30 pixels. So we're going to go into style, icon, 30 pixels. The icon is white. And then service areas is enter, medium, and 20 pixels. So text, enter, 20 pixels, and medium, and the text is also white. And the option right under will be Calgary, Alberta, which is where I'm located. We're just going to put Calgary, Alberta. That's pretty much done for this little section here. Now we're going to click a plus and we're going to add a divider. Put it right under here. It's that little line that you'll see. We'll make the line black, so style, and then color, make it white. It's loading, perfect. After that, it says send us a message as a title. So we're going to copy this. We're going to paste it right below the divider. It's going to say send us a message. Change it. And it's medium and 30 pixels. So style, 30 pixels. Medium. Fantastic. Save it. We have a paragraph right under, followed by another icon list. So let's take the paragraph that we have right here, as it's white, exactly the styling that we want. We're going to paste it right under. By the way, when I paste it right under, I just hover over this, right click, and I just click paste, because when you hover over it, it knows that it's going to paste right under. It just knows, just do that. And it just says you can also reach out to us using the information below, followed by 2 icon lists. So copy this, paste, and then the first one has a phone icon with our phone number. So we're going to search up phone within the icons, select it, put it right here, and in the text we're going to put our phone number, fake phone number. The second one has an envelope as an icon. We're going to select envelope, select this icon, and we're gonna make the text or example email, and that's pretty much it. I actually like the icons to be black for this one, so let's click on icon and let's change the color to black. I think it'll look better. I think it looks better in black. So style, same thing for this one, icon, make it black. Beautiful. Now we're going to go into the met form right here. We're going to publish this before we actually enter the met form. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select this right here, the met form widget, edit form, create a new form. And then let's use the blank template. We can name it contact form. and then just edit form is going to open up the Elementor for Metform. Here, fairly simple. We're gonna add, so this is very customizable. It's whatever information you need. The information we're gonna need, I'm gonna put on here is gonna be your name, your phone, your email, the service you're inquiring about, the address, or postal code, whatever you want to put. Actually, we're not gonna put the address, and we're gonna put additional details and just the submit button. So add a new container. We're gonna select the two options. I like to delete the padding completely on each container. So padding, unlink it, it's set to 0. Now within this container, we're gonna do the exact same thing. Advanced, padding, unlink, 0, 0. Same thing for the second container, advanced, 0, 0, just so everything is really close together. And within this container, I'm gonna make, go into layout, and I'm just gonna add a little gap so everything is not just really stuck together, but we just know exactly the margins. It's really close to the edges still. Now we're gonna click plus. From the Metform builder, we already have all the options that we need. So I'm just gonna put name, search it up here. I'm just gonna slide it here. It says first name, doesn't really matter. We're just gonna keep the first name instead of last name, and then phone. If in the widgets, we're gonna add it to the left, to the right of it, sorry. And then we're gonna make a new container right under with the direction down. We're gonna put 0 padding as well. We're gonna select the widgets, and now we're gonna put email. Slide that right under. And then we're gonna duplicate this container. Duplicate it again. Then I'm gonna delete email on the second one and delete email on the third one. And in the second one, I'm going to add just a, is it a drop down? Yeah, it's gonna be a select or multi-select. Yeah, maybe they might inquire about multiple services. So we're gonna put multi-select so they can select multiple services. And then on the third one, I'm just gonna put additional details. So just text area. And now we have a little paragraph that they can put, followed by just a submit button. Right under here, I want the submit button to be aligned to the left, so I'm just gonna put it here. And we're gonna style everything. So you can either keep the little label on top. I don't really like keeping it, so I'm gonna remove the label, and I'm just gonna make this like the label. So I'm gonna remove the label on this one, on each one actually. So select each one and just remove label. You can keep it if you want. I just don't want it personally. All the labels are done. Now we have all my name here. And then as first name, I'm just gonna put full name. So selecting this placeholder, we're gonna put full name. Telephone, we're just gonna put phone or phone number. So placeholder, phone. Email, we're gonna keep it as email. The multi-select, we're gonna put it as service inquiring about. So placeholder, service inquiring about. And then the text area, we're gonna put it as additional details. Very easy. Now, these ones are a little stuck together, so I'm gonna select this container and add some padding to the top. So the container that has a text area, going to advanced, padding, and let's say 30 pixels, literally perfect. And then we can publish. And then I want the background of everything to be or color, because if I update and close right now, we're gonna see like that little white background here. I don't want this. So style, classic background, and I'm just gonna select the color or own color and make the same thing for everything here. So classic color. Make sure you're selecting the big containers, the big purple ones. Style, and then add your own color. Again, I don't expect you guys to have the exact same colors as me. You can change the colors to your liking. Now I want the background for the actual placeholders to be black. So this is obviously style. And then we're going to go into background type here. And we're going to make it black. Exactly. Now the text on here is going to be white. So we're going to go into placeholder. Text is white. And I think when you type, it's black, right? So we just want to change that. So input, and then the color is going to be white. Oh, sorry, no. Where's the text? Ah. Okay, we'll do that later. Anyway, we want the text to be, let's style the placeholder. So placeholder is going to be enter, regular, and 16 pixels. So typography, let's put it enter. Sorry, enter, like that. And 16 pixels. There you go. We're only doing this one at first because we're just going to paste the style and everything else right after. We also want a little border radius of 8. So we're going to click on placeholder, no input, border type, solid, border radius 8. And the border width is already white. We're going to keep it like that. You can just make it wide if you want. And I think 1 pixel is good. Now, when we write, it still stays black. So I don't want it like that. Actually, let me change the typography to normal because it's a little bold here. Yeah. Okay, so actually, I meant to change for the placeholder. So typography, let's make it enter like that, and normal, not bold, just like that. Now we're going to go into input, and the reason why when we type it's black is just because that's the original settings. We're just going to go and hover. Input color is going to be white. Focus, input color is going to be white. So when you type, it's actually white as well. Now all we have to do, copy this, paste the style and everything, paste style, and paste style. Now submit button, we're just gonna make it black as well. Style, text color is gonna stay white. Background type is gonna be black. And the typography is gonna be enter. And is just gonna say send or submit. Let's just make it submit. Or send message. Perfect. Now we can publish it, update and close. And now we have our contact form right here. Here I'm going to add a little padding on top. See this little glitch? Sometimes it does this, doesn't really matter. You can reload your page. And now we slide back down. Add a little padding here. Select this container, advanced, unlink, maybe 50 pixels of padding at the top and at the bottom, just like that. And then let's add a little bottom padding to this one, just so it's not just the brown padding. So 50. That looks beautiful. And then we can publish, and I'm going to see you guys in the next section. Now we're doing the 3-step process. So let's get right into it. This one's going to be fairly simple. It's pretty much just text in there. So we're going to make a new section here, Flexbox. And for this one, the first option pointing down, and we have a heading. So I'm just going to copy this right here. Sorry, not duplicate, copy, and paste it at the bottom here. And it says our 3-step process. Put it like this, style, and we're going to center it. I want to add a little padding on top right away from the get-go, just because I don't want it to be too close. Let's say 80 pixels in padding. That looks good. After that, we're going to add a container right under the title here. Within that container, we have 3 different parts. So select the elements. We're going to add a container and duplicate it twice. So we have 3 in total. And as you guessed it, select the big container, make it horizontal. So all 3 of those containers are lined up horizontally. Now, we have a number, a heading, and then a little paragraph. So let's say the number is going to be a heading as well. We're going to paste, we're going to duplicate, and then the little paragraph, we're going to copy this, and we're going to paste it right here as a little paragraph. Our first paragraph says fill out the contact form. You can put it whatever you want. This section is not obligatory, by the way. You can skip it. It's really if you just want the visitor of the website to know what the next 3 steps look like. Style, we're going to center it. And then this one's just going to say 1. Make sure it's centered again. And the 1 is going to be 56 pixels. We want it a little bigger than usual. 56. And the second one says contact us, 28 pixels, and it's our color. So second one, contact us, style, center it, make it our color or main color, and it's 28 pixels. That's really it. We're going to copy this, paste it everywhere. Copy this, paste it here as well. We're going to paste it here. And then after that, just to really separate it, I'm just going to add a little box shadow over here. So style, border, and then box shadow. And then a little border radius so it looks good. So maybe, let's say 24 pixels in border radius. And then some padding to that container. So 25. That looks good. I'm going to copy, paste it into each container. Number 2. Number 3. I'm going very quickly because I'm sure you guys already know how to do this. This should be fairly easy for you guys now. This is project proposal. Just paste the text over here. This is this, and then paste execution right here. I'm just going very quickly for the text just because the text that I have is not the same as your text. So I guess you can just kind of customize this to your own liking, but this is the section that's already done. We have 1 and 2 more sections left. After that, we're going to do the header and the footer, and we're done. And the header and footer literally takes like 30 seconds for each. So yeah, I'm going to see you guys in the next section, which is going to be the FAQ. See you guys. FAQ section, super easy section. Let's get right into it. I'm going to open up on my second screen, and we're going to add a new container and select the 2 options. The first one is just going to be an image. So we're going to select the first container, background. We're going to add an image. I'm going to search up modern house once again. This one's super easy. And then I'm going to let's take a beautiful one for this one. Okay, whatever. Let's not waste time on this. I'll just select this one. And then, okay, so now we can only see the sky, but don't worry, it'll change. I'm going to select this container and make sure I have a little gap. I don't want it to be too close. Let's say 30 pixels in gap. And then I'm going to copy our services here. I'm going to write FAQ instead. FAQ. And my second title is going to say, I'm going to copy this. It's going to say, find your answers here. So paste it here. We're going to write, find your answers here. So paste this here. And that is 48 pixels. Is it 48? Yep. Perfect. And then all I'm going to do from here is I'm going to click plus, advanced. Actually, no, just accordion. Advanced accordion. This is the one. This is the FAQ. So this is, you get this from Elementor add-ons, the plugin we downloaded. And now you have your FAQ right here. You can style it the way you want. I don't really have any questions right now because I don't know. But if you want to change anything, so for example, if you want to change the text on it, you're gonna go into content settings. You can open up accordion tab title 1, change the title. That's gonna be the question. Why do you offer these services? Something like that. Then you can see it's gonna update directly. I offer this because I like it. So this is for the first one that we changed. So if I open it, you see it says it right here. Now you already know how to style it. You just go into style. If you want to change the color, there's a tab style. There's the content style where you can change the typography, all those different things. But that's pretty much it. Now in terms of this image right here, I'm just gonna select display size, cover, position, center, and the minimum height. I'm just gonna make it like, what is it here? 618 pixels. There you go. I have my FAQ, and you can add all the questions that you want for your business right here. I'm gonna add a little padding on top just because I don't want it to be too close. So select the container, padding, unlink everything, and let's say 80 pixels of padding. Now it's the perfect distance. Now we're pretty much done. The only section we have right after that is just the last call to action, which is also going to take us like 30 seconds, exactly like this section right here. And then we can get into the header, footer. Then we're going to get into the mobile view. And now we're pretty much done. You have your website for your service business, high converting. You're going to see some cash flow coming in. And I'm super excited to see the results you guys are going to get. But I'm going to see you guys in the next section. All right, last call to action here. All we're gonna need to do is we're gonna create a new container right under. We're gonna select the two boxes. We're gonna add a background image to that container, style, and then we're gonna add an image. Modern house. It's always modern house. And then we're gonna pick one that's actually landscape. I want it fairly long. I like this one. This one's a little long. And then I'm going to add a background overlay. So I'm going to close this background overlay. I want it to be a little dark, just like that. Maybe the opacity a little more, just like that. And then in this container, I'm going to add a button. So slide this over here. I'm just going to click get a free quote. And the reason why we're adding a last call to action is because for people that slid all the way down into the website, we still want to give them another chance to click the call to action, slide them back up into the contact form. They give out their information, and then this increases our conversion rate as well. So right here, I'm just going to add a heading that's white. So let me take this one. Actually, it's a little smaller. And it's going to say, yeah, I guess send us a message. And then another paragraph right under. And it's going to say just one call away. And it's going to say our number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 790. Perfect. And then we're going to style this button. We are going to go into style. We want the background color to be transparent. We're going to add a little border to it. So border type solid, border width. Let's make it 2 pixels. And then we just want to select this container here and center it. Okay, so now website is pretty much done. Maybe I want to add a little padding here on the top, pretty much everywhere. Let's add like 30 padding everywhere. Okay, everything is pretty much done on the website now. We only have the header and the footer left. But right before I hop off this page, I just want to show you guys how to make each button actually bring to the right place. So get a free code, like they just click it and it doesn't bring anywhere. We want them to, when they click it, it brings them right over here to this section so they can fill out the contact form. As soon as they click the button, you get their information, you convert them, and then you make some money. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this big container here. Make sure you listen to this one. We're going to go in advanced, And then CSS ID, we're going to make it form. Just form. And then you're going to copy form. You're going to leave it here. And then for each button, you're going to click on each button. And the link, you're going to put it hashtag form. Okay, for everything. Hashtag form. And then each call to action. So we have a button right here. We're going to say hashtag form. Make sure you keep the hashtag. This right here. Hashtag form. And this right here. Content. Hashtag form. So anytime someone clicks this, slides them right over here, and they fill out the contact form. That's pretty much it. I'm going to see you guys on the header and footer section. See you guys. It will be very easy. Right before we get into the header and the footer section, I forgot one little thing, which is the mobile optimization. Super important. Follow my steps. It's going to be super easy. All we're going to do is I'm going to close this structure right here, actually. And then either on the bottom left, you're going to see a little computer icon here that you'll be able to click. Or on the top right here, you can just click it and then it's going to give you the mobile view. As you can see, it does not look good at all. So how we're going to edit the mobile view is basically this. When you click on one widget, for example, I'm going to click on style, typography. Everything that has that little mobile icon here is everything that's going to edit purely on mobile. Okay. So I'm going to go in advanced first. I don't want this width to be like this. So I'm just going to make it full width. And it's only going to change on mobile. So if I go back to desktop, it stays the exact same because we have that little icon here. I'm going to go into style. I'm going to change, as you can see, there's a little mobile icon. So I'm going to change the size of the text because I don't want it to be that big. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for everything. I want it to be full width. I think this hero section looks good here. I'm going to open up the structure again. I'm going to select the first container. And I want it to be a little smaller than 600 pixels. Just like this looks good to me. Then I'm going to slide down and then I'm going to go into the next section. On the computer version, we can see that the next section is the margin, you can see, is like top minus 63. So I'm going to remove that just so it's back to its original state right here. And then when I go back to desktop, it stays the exact same. So like I said, anything that has a little mobile icon like here, we'll be able to edit and it won't affect the desktop version. I'm going to be silent and I'm just going to do the mobile optimization right now. You guys can follow my steps and then after that, I promise we will get into the header and the footer. Let's get into it. So for this section right here, you can see that everything is just like weird. So all I'm going to do on here, I don't want every single text to be side to side. For this one, I want it to be facing like this, like a line like this. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to make the width full width for everything. Full width. So you see what it looks like. Now everything is just aligned like this instead of being side to side. Next section now. Full width. And I want the size to be a little smaller. Let's say 36. That's good. That's good. That's good. Close this. So on this container, we have the container that had the margin to the left. So we're going to go into advanced. And we want to remove the margin so everything is aligned in the middle here. And then this image is way too big. I don't want it to be that big on mobile. So I'm just going to switch this. It's going to look small. And we have our paragraph. This text, let's make it a little smaller, maybe 28. Perfect. This is good. This is good. This is all good. These images. This has some margin. One of them has margin. Oh, not even. So I'm going to reduce the size of this one. Height, I don't need it to be that high. Actually, I'm just going to remove one. So I want to remove this second image that we have here, just because it's not necessary to have two images stacked up on mobile. So I'm just going to click on advanced, slide down, and then responsive right here. On responsive, I'm just going to hide on mobile portrait. So when I remove it, this is what it's going to look like on phone. We don't even see the image anymore. After that, this image is hidden. After that, we have the contact form. That's fine. I'm going to switch the size of this. That looks good. 3-step process. I want this to be smaller as well. Perfect. This is good. I want to change the size of this. This is way too big. Perfect. This is way too big as well. And then this is good. Maybe I want to center this instead. And this looks good. This is what the mobile version looks like. Okay, that's pretty much it for the whole website. Now we're going to do the header, footer. If you have a logo, we're going to add it to the header. After that, we're done. We can publish. Now we're going to go back and I'm going to see you guys on the header, footer version. Okay, so after we're done completely building the website, we're going to head over to the top left right here, click this little thing and exit to WordPress. From here, we're going to click again so we can land on the dashboard. And then we can go in appearance, Elementor header and footer builder. And this is where we're going to do our header and footer, obviously. So I'm just going to clear this like maybe later. I'm going to click add new. You can skip this part. You're going to name it header. We're going to make it a header and entire website. And then you can publish it. And then you can click edit with Elementor. What I like to do is to just make a simple header with just my logo. So it's just a landing page. So we're not going to have a navigation menu like home, services, contact, all that sort of stuff. Everything is in one page. That makes it high converting as well. So I'm just going to click the plus, flex box, select down, plus again, and then I'm just going to put an image here. I'm going to decrease the width to like something like that. And then all I have to do is click content and then add my logo from here. And then if you want a certain color to your background with your logo, you can select the container, style, and then pick whatever color you want. If you want to be black and then your logo is transparent with just the logo, you can do that as well. And then you can publish it. Now we're going to go back after it's published, exit, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Same process with the footer. Appearance, Elementor header and footer builder. We're going to click add new. We're going to name it footer. It's going to put type of template footer. We're going to make it display on the entire website. Publish. Edit with Elementor. Now you can either put your logo. You might have a privacy policy. You can just write privacy policy and then link it. I'm just going to put maybe just my logo again. So exactly the same process. Image, put this down here, decrease the width, add a background image, black, publish. Then I can go back, dashboard, and then I can go into my pages. I can view my page, and here is my website that's fully built. So here, normally you would have your own logo. That's what it looks like. Now we're in the last part of the video. I promise we're almost done. The only thing that's left is we're going to connect our domain to the website that we already built. So depending on the name of your company, you're going to search up the domain right here. So you're going to click the second link in the description, which is going to be domains.squarespace.com. It's the link right under my hosting link. And then you can search up whatever the name of your company is here. So if the name of my company is XYZ Contracting, I'm just going to search up XYZ Contracting like this. And then it's going to give me all the options that I can buy as a domain. In my case, I want to buy my name, which is Abou Toure. and I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna buy this link, aboutoure.com, for the sake of this video. So you're gonna click on whatever domain you want. You're gonna click checkout, and then it's gonna ask you all your information. I already have an account, so it's not gonna ask me all that information. I'm gonna purchase it, put my credit card info. Once you purchase your domain, you can just click done here, and then you can go back to your account dashboard where you will see your domain here. It might take a few seconds, but the next thing you want to do, you can see I have my domain right here. I'm going to click on it. The next thing you want to do is you want to go back to the Cloudways dashboard, and you want to add the domain here. So you're just going to search up Abou, and you're going to write aboutoure.com, and I'm just going to save right here. Once we added the domain, you want to add it as your primary domain. So just click make primary. Okay, so once you have it set as your primary domain, you're going to go back to your Squarespace on your domain dashboard, I guess, and then you're going to click on the DNS settings right here. Once you click on this, you have your DNS settings, the ones that are already here. But now we're going to add some custom records. So you're going to just click add record. Actually, you're going to delete the ones that are currently here. You're going to delete them. And then you're going to add some records. The host, you're going to leave it like that. The data, you're going to go back to your Cloudways here. You're going to click on access details. And then at the bottom, application credentials, you will see your public IP. I cannot reveal this to you because you can use it for yourself. But I'm just going to copy my public IP right here. I'm going to go back to my Squarespace and paste it here. Now the type is going to be a type. And I'm just going to save it here. Or you can just write at. So you're just going to write the at sign here. You're going to add a new record here. You're going to click add record. You're going to go back to your Cloudways. You're going to go on SSL certificate. You're going to keep this here. You're going to write your email address here. The domain name. And then you want to apply it as wildcard. And then you're going to go back to your Squarespace. You're going to make a CNAME. You're going to go back here. The name, the host name right here, instead of www, you're going to replace it by underscore ACME challenge. This is for the SSL certificate. You're going to copy this. You're going to paste it right here. And then you want it to point to WordPress dash whatever number this is. Copy this, whatever number you have here. And then you want to paste it right here. After this, you're going to save. So once you have both of those custom records done and put on your domain dashboard, you can go back to your Cloudways here. You can click verify DNS, install certificate, and you just wait a few seconds here. So this process does take a few seconds. We're just going to wait until everything is done. But once the SSL certificate is installed, if you search up your website, aboutoure.com, then it should work. If it doesn't work, it's completely normal. It takes up to 2 days before the DNS settings actually propagate to each and every single device in the whole world. So if it takes more than 2 days, then you always have that little button here that you can click and contact the Cloudways support, an actual human available to help you 24/7. In my case, it just worked. So if I search up Abou Toure right now, it should bring you to my website, and my domain is connected right here.